Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Josh. I sell used books, CDs, and DVDs, and some other miscellaneous stuff online on platforms like eBay and Amazon. That is what I do full-time to support my family. It is a Sunday night. It is 9:30 p.m. The kids are in bed, and I am shipping tonight. Normally, I film these videos, and I ship out all my orders from the weekend on Monday mornings, but tomorrow my wife is taking a friend to a doctor's appointment, about an hour and a half away, so I'm shipping early so I can do homeschool tomorrow morning. That is the plan. And that's part of why I like this job. I can work at 9:30 p.m. on a Sunday night after taking the whole day off, and totally fine. Tomorrow morning, I can focus on what's really important instead of focusing on this. Let me get this tape dispenser fixed. My kids were in here playing with things, and the tape is stuck to the roll. All right, it's good. First thing up we got going out is a 78 record. I actually had one of these broken in shipping for the very first time. They sent me a message yesterday. I still haven't replied. It was in the middle of the night. I kind of want to hear your opinion on this one. It went to a freight forwarder. And the freight forwarder, they sent me a picture of it, and it's a picture of somebody at a shipping station, almost exactly like my shipping station, believe it or not. It's an overhead camera that's shooting down, showing the item. So I think the freight forwarder was opening it to inspect it. I don't know if the freight forwarder broke it at that point because they didn't know what it was and didn't know that they needed to be careful with it, because these, if you look at them wrong, they do break. Or if it broke in shipping. It's very possible. Like these 78 records, they're not your typical vinyl records like these over here. These 12-inch vinyl records. These are not going to break. I can drop them. They're fine. They might bend. They might warp. They're not going to break. Now, the shellac records, which were earlier, like 1920s, 1930s, they are very brittle. They break when you look at them. It's possible it had like a hairline crack in it that I couldn't see. And then during shipping, the vibration caused it to break and come apart. Especially maybe with something to do with the heat right now that we have tons of. I don't know. If I ship out a couple of these every single week and have not had a single one break since I started shipping them like this. I get lots of great feedback on how I ship these, so I don't know. It was like a $40 record, I think. I think I'm just going to go ahead and refund the buyer. But it did go to a freight forwarder. I think I could fix it. But 78 record buyers, they very typically will look at feedback on your page to see if you have negative feedback about shipping 78s. And if he leaves me negative feedback, I'm probably not going to be able to get it taken off. So while I could win that $40 sale, it would probably cost me a lot more sales of 78s in the future, because I currently have like 200, 250 or so of them listed. I don't need to weigh this. I know what it weighs. So I think because of that, I'm just going to refund him and be out. I want to say it was like $40 or whatever it was. Let's see. Yep, I got this right size paper in the printer. Anyways, this one's going to Rhode Island. Package number 1. I packaged those up first because I don't want them to break while they're sitting over here. Let's talk about my plan for the week. That is one thing I like to talk about every time we're doing this. Real quick, the Ultimate Kids Super Sunday Songs 101, over 3 hours of music. Buyer paid $22.47. I remember this one. When I looked it up, which was a while ago, it had no sold on Amazon in the last 6 months, so I listed it on eBay. We got some money. 12 ounces. All right, I want to talk to you real quickly about where I get my poly bags and bubble millers. I get them all from Gyro Pack. Great quality, great prices. You're not going to find better prices on the internet. At least in my experience. If you do, let me know. I cannot find better prices. These things are great. They are one of the biggest sellers of poly bags and bubble mailers on Amazon, so you can trust them. They do have their own website, gyropack.com. If you go to gyropack.com/graph10, you can actually get 10% off, whether it be big bubble mailers, whether it be little bubble mailers, whether it be poly bags, whatever you got. I love to get them in different colors. That way I can quickly look and see what sizes they are. Don't have to worry about them getting mixed up or not knowing what I have. I can just quickly look and see, there's my purples, there's my blues, there's my greens, and know exactly what I've got on hand. So gyropack.com/graph10 for 10% off your first order. Be sure and check them out. Absolutely love them. Use them every day. Ship so much stuff in them and never have a problem. So yeah, Gyropack. Check them out. Anyways, my plan for the week is a lot like, kind of feels like Groundhog Day around here at this point. We're going to send 360 items to Amazon. Looking around, I maybe have that much on hand. Yeah, I do, because I also have some stuff out in the shop where I was sorting a large bulk pickup. So with that stuff that's already sorted, I definitely have enough stuff on hand. Also, I want to up my eBay listings. I've been doing 100 per week the last few weeks, but I'm going to up my listings to... Sorry, I'm looking for this thing right here. I'm not seeing this one for some reason. Oh yeah, because it looks different. I remember what this looks like. This is a Blackwood Brothers CD. Buyer paid all in $11.47. Let's see which is going to be cheaper, Ground Advantage or Media Mail. I feel like I'm all over the place this evening. I can't keep talking straight. But anyways, I'm going to send 120 live on eBay this week. The reason I am upping it is a few reasons. Number one, with these AI listers that I'm currently using, List Easier is the one I currently recommend, as long as you are set up to do a lot of the same items in a row, like 20 baseball cards or 30 CDs or 40 pairs of men's jeans. Like, as long as you're doing the same category, which I understand that's kind of hard to do, even in some niches. Like, jeans are split into men's jeans and women's jeans, and then there's like every clothing item has almost its own category. So I do understand why that's hard for some things, but for me, in my business, List Easier absolutely does great. The Fugles, Indiana Rock, I don't know, buyer paid $10.07. So because of the AI lister, I can list more, so I'm going to be listing more. I'm also bringing more in. I've been reaching out to a few contacts of people that sell mostly Amazon stuff, or really just Amazon stuff. That's all they sell, these people I've reached out to. And I'm looking at getting some stuff that would be good just for eBay. And I'm trying to target CDs because we're shipping these across the country. And you can put a lot of CDs in one box. So it can make sense a lot of times to actually ship good eBayable CDs across the country. Doing the same thing with books, it can be kind of harder because the cost of postage is really, really going to like eat into what you're doing. I think this is the right CD. I can't read it because it's in a different language. So let me open this up and look at the picture a little closer. Yes, that's the right one. Some sort of Vietnamese CD. Buyer was all in $8.97. Wow, that one wasn't cheap. Sometimes that's what you got to do, though. So if you're an Amazon seller and you have a lot of CDs that are not good for Amazon, send me an email. My email is always down in the description below. I can tell you the types of things that I am looking for, and maybe we can come to a deal. I don't want things that are duds just because they're too cheap. I'm looking for things that are duds for other reasons. If you want to send me an email, we can talk about that if you've got a big Amazon disc media business. But I'm reaching out to some people. Got one guy boxing me up a box tonight, it looks like. So we shall see. We shall see. 2 hats going out to the same buyer. We got Springfield Ready Mix and Frontier fluid haulers. He asked me to send him a refund on the shipping. He asked me that before he bought them, which I like. So I can't remember if I did that or not. So as soon as I ship this, I am going to double check. Because if I leave it to do until tomorrow, after we've done school, I'm probably going to forget. Also, I have a hard time on Vico of doing combining orders. I'm not real sure how to do it. So I'm just going to go ship these from eBay. Anyways, not a big deal. It says I got 34 things left to ship out. Oh, and we just sold something else. We just sold a lot of 60 country music CDs. Don't think I'm going to get to those tonight. I'm just going to do what we've already pulled. Okay, it says I partially refunded the hat already. So that's good. Get my shipping label. This is recording, right? Yeah, it is. Okay, good. I'd hate to be shipping for this long and not be recording. Would not be bad. $5.51 to purchase a shipping label. Not bad. Not bad at all. Are these going to Springfield? I'm just kind of curious. So many more clicks to print a shipping label on eBay. This is crazy. Of course, I don't have my printer paper size set up for some reason. There we go. Got it fixed. This is going to Arizona. Pretty neat. Pretty neat. All right, back to Vico. Iris CD. This one is signed. Is that signed on the jewel case or signed on the artwork? Let's look. It's signed on the artwork. So we're going to put it in a bubble mailer. Buyer paid $33.99. If it was signed on the jewel case, I would go ahead and throw it in a box. But worst case scenario, throwing it in a bubble mailer, the jewel case breaks. I send them a refund for like $2 or $3. It's not a big deal. That's not going to happen anyways. I don't need my scale on. What am I doing? This is going to weigh under 4 ounces. I should have taken some caffeine tonight before we did this. Oh well. $4.47 for medium mail shipping. Man. We're getting close to the time of year when shipping rates are going up. So we're very close there. So that $4.47, while it sounds a lot to me right now, it's about to get even higher. Let's do this fabric. This is another one where I need to combine the order. Buyer bought both pieces of fabric. They are very similar looking. They are slightly different. So we're going to go back to eBay once again to do my combined orders because Vico has a way of doing them. I figured it out one time, but maybe I just don't want to do it on camera. Try to fiddle around with it, get it going. Next time I have a combined one, I'll do it off camera and try and figure it out. But anyways, this buyer paid quite a bit. Let's see. They paid $10.71 for both lots of fabric, and they were both 2 yards of fabric. So they paid that plus a good amount of shipping. So we'll go in and refund one of their shipping charges and be good. That weighs just a hair over a pound, unfortunately. 1 pound, 1 ounce. And we are not going to send anything UPS today. Everything is going to go USPS, Postal Service. $6.82 to ship that. It's not bad. Especially since they paid $10.15 each to ship them. So we will go in, refund one of these shipping charges, and then call it a day. This buyer did not ask beforehand for a shipping discount. They just sent it in the message with it. It's always a bit presumptuous, I think, when they say, hey, go ahead and refund my shipping in a message after the fact. Unless you're a viewer or something and you know that's just what I do. But for somebody to buy something and send a message saying, hey, be sure and refund my shipping, that just seems a little weird to me. I don't know. That's something you should negotiate before you make the purchase is what I'm trying to say. That's my thought process, at least. That's what I would be doing if I was a buyer. Negotiate that beforehand, not afterhand. One more piece of fabric. Buyer paid all in $16.25 for this 1 yard of fabric. The designer on it was by the name of Nancy Crow. So, yeah. Glad to see some fabric sales. We have not listed fabric in forever. It is still in the eBay store. It is still selling, but it is just slow because all the good stuff is already sold off. But I think we're $500-$600 in fabric sales for the year, somewhere around there. Clownin' in the Kitchen cookbook, one of those local community type cookbooks. To say who it was put out by. The National Clown and Laughter Hall of Fame, Oklahoma City. Buyer paid $16.69 for that. Speaking of that, I'm just thinking that Josh Galt was in a video with John Flippin' Ain't Easy, and they were talking about one of the community cookbooks up there and mentioned my name in a video. But has anybody seen any of the news from eBay Open? I haven't really been looking that hard. It looks like some good. Everything I've heard has sounded good, which every year during eBay Open, it always sounds good. It's just, do those things actually materialize, and are they actually happening? There's some stuff with like how returns are being handled, how messaging is being handled, that sort of thing. But I don't know. I always kind of, when I hear things announced at eBay Open, I'm always wondering, is that's what's going to actually happen or not? CD, Country Girls and City Women's, buyer paid $11.47. We got 2 CDs left and some books. Here's a book, 77 Pieces of Poetry About Oklahoma by Karen K. Knaus. There's probably a silent N in there somewhere that I'm pronouncing that I shouldn't be. Buyer paid all in $14.40. Kind of a lower price for a book. That one had been in the store for a while. Let's see, that weighs 8 ounces. And it's going really close in Oklahoma. Is it possible that... No. Cheapest things could be bound for Nevada. There's no way anything else is cheaper. Yep. $3.95. There we go. This Thing Called You by Ernest Holmes. It's even got a little sticker on the side I didn't get taken off. Pretty neat. This Thing Called You, Ernest Holmes. Let's see what that sold for. So yeah, I talked about my plan for the week. If anybody wants to put their plan for the week down in the description below, I think that's always fun to do. Now's a good time to think about it. But yeah, $360 Amazon, $120 to eBay. We are upping eBay listings using List Easier. I have affiliate links and referrals for many other pieces of software, but not List Easier. But they're still who I'm recommending because it's the best software out there right now. There's even somebody I know that is very anti-AI software that they've started using them in the background. And I think when they announce that they're using it, a lot of people are going to be shocked. Because this person has been very, in the book world, very anti-AI software so far. So, pretty excited to see them jumping on the AI software listing bandwagon. Sir, if you're listening, I'm excited for you. I think it's going to be great. I think you're going to save so much time. It's going to do some good things for your business. What did I just ship? Truths That Make a Difference. Buyer paid $15.27. Somebody asked me the other day to always tell you guys how much stuff sells for. I try to. But these numbers I feel like I'm quoting here when I look at VQuo, they're not very accurate numbers to me. Like, this buyer paid $41.97. This is signed Miss Ella of Commander's Palace. Since this one is a little bit higher dollar, let's throw a piece of cardboard on there. The reason I feel like these numbers, like that one, 41.97, is a bit non-transparent, that'd be a good way of putting it, is because that number includes shipping, that number includes taxes, that number includes eBay fees, all that great stuff. So, you know, there's not a ton of that actually left going into my pocket after we're all said and done with that. But it's great to see it going out, making some cash, keeping cash flow going. I was talking with somebody about sell-through rate the other day, and why I don't really worry about sell-through rate. And that's because sell-through rate's important. I will say that. But there's two reasons why you would need to increase your sell-through rate. Number one, you don't have enough space. You are out of space. And I'm not out of space in here yet. I've got minimum 6 months of space on hand that I could get going. I would have to build another shelf with some wood. Like, that's fine. I just have to spend a couple $100 more on wood. That's fine. But I do have the space if I need it. I'd prefer not to use that space up. And at the rate I'm going, I'm hopeful I won't have to use that space over there up, but that space is there if I need it for listings. It's also part of why I mentioned that I'm trying to focus more on CDs rather than DVDs or books from these people that I'm trying to buy some extra off of right now. Ooh, accidentally shipped that Ground Advantage. Ugh, oh well. Buyer paid $20.67 for the book God's Forever Family. And I listed that whatever day I did List Easier last week. I can't remember what day that was. Up next, this is cool. Around the Town. This is Birmingham, Alabama. Yeah, put out by the Junior League. It's got like all the businesses of the town and like Lowe's roller skating rink. It's got the hours they're open, their location, and like some little notes, you know? Special attraction every night, such as racing, traveling, man race, etc. Admission is 50 cents if one has skates. That type of thing. So I thought that was a pretty neat thing. I listed it kind of higher. You know, there was no sold comps on that. And I finally accepted a pretty low offer. Just because this is the type of thing, if somebody comes around and wants it, you better grab them and sell it to them because probably nobody else is going to come around and want it. But buyer paid all in $12.72. So I'm very happy with that. We've got less than 5 minutes into it. What was I talking about? I like List Easier. I don't know. My plan for the week, it's going good. Who knows? Up next, Star-Crossed by Marilyn Barely. This looks like some sort of like self-published book, maybe. It's from 1998, so maybe it's not. I don't know. Star-Crossed by Marilyn, 1998. Buyer paid $16.02. Let's see what this weighs. Right at 1 pound. And we are going to ship this bound printed matter. Getting kind of tired. 9:53. Not doing so bad. Yeah, I also want to get out 2 YouTube videos this week. We're trying to do minimum 2 per week. Trying to do one that is this type of video, and then the second video right now is either being like AI software review type video or more of a learning style video where I go through showing how I do something or what I do or something like that. That's kind of the plan right now. Those jeans, actually overalls, vintage USA blue denim overalls. Buyer paid $23.40. I think they're going to have to go in this size poly mailer. Actually, they could go in the smaller size than this, but I've already grabbed this one. We're just going to throw them in there. Oh. So, previously, if you've been watching the channel for a long time, like at least 1.5 years, maybe 2 years, I used to have a booth in like antique mall flea market type area, one of those vendor booths where you like price things, leave them, people come in and buy them, and you get paid. Well, I shut it down because the whole place was shutting down. The lady was moving. She didn't want to have a booth she didn't want to run it anymore. Let's see, this is 13 by 9 by 5. And she got a job doing something else for a little while. But I don't think she liked that job, because then she opened up another location. It wasn't at the best, probably, like, location for it. So she ended up, and now she's moving to a better location. And this better location, I'm kind of interested in getting a spot at. Somebody probably needs to talk me out of this, because it's probably not going to be worth my time. It would be on the way to UPS to drop off my UPS packages. So I could go once a week when I'm on my way. Is this the right book? Yep. And restock the booth, pick up my paycheck, all that good stuff. If I was doing this, I would want it to be like a fairly small space, just kind of like selling more of my like antiquarian type books, vintagey books that aren't worth much money. Maybe some of the books that I'm selling to one of the bookstores right now, selling there instead. Maybe selling some of my dud CDs I sell in lots on Facebook Marketplace. I don't know. I don't think I can really use it to monetize books that I'm not already monetizing, because I'm doing what I feel like is a fairly efficient job of monetizing some pretty dud books. However, I think I could, actually I know I could, get quite a bit more money out of some of these books. Like, I don't know, I can't even think of an example. Like, let's say it's an old book that just kind of looks like this, but it's not worth any money. Those I'm currently selling in giant lots to one lady that has a booth in another state. She has to come here to town quite often for some appointments that she has. And so I sell them to her then. And I could do a better job monetizing those. I could do a better job monetizing some of these CDs that are sitting over here that I'm saving up for a Facebook Marketplace lot. I know they could sell in a booth for a couple of dollars. Same thing with dud CDs. Or not dud CDs, dud DVDs. You know? Same thing with, like, other random books that I know I have. Like, think stuff that has, like, 180 plus e-score. You know? Stuff that sells every single day on Amazon, it's going to sell in those types of locations as well. This book is 1868 Anti-Nietzsche Christian Library, Hippolytus, Volume 6. I don't know. This is some like early church father writing type stuff. I stuck it in a box because it was from 1868. It's not going in a bubble mailer. We are going to click on bound printed matter and ship it out for $4.33. Buyer was all in $74 or $74.40. So good sell. Happy with that one. Up next, Management by Hassling, an irreverent guide to the art of management. Buyer is all in $17.96. Going to Texas. Pretty cool. Just out of curiosity, is anybody watching this notice what they did with the eBay Partner Program recently? The eBay Partner Program, what it is, it's an affiliate program where, like for instance, my link to my eBay store down in the description is an eBay affiliate link. It's the eBay Partner Program. And the way that link works is if you click on that link and then buy something, I get a little cut of it. It's not a big cut. Like, their percentages that they pay are very low. However, I think they just updated it, if I read this email correctly. And now, if they buy something that you are selling personally, like I'm selling, they're not going to give me a cut of that anymore. At least that's my understanding from reading that email. Maybe I just read it wrong. And to me, that seems very odd. If I'm doing the advertising and bringing somebody to the site, even if it is for my own item, like, especially if it's for my own item, I feel like I should be getting a cut of that. So I found that strange. I'm sure that's going to actually be a big thing that cuts into the lines, into the pockets of people, like Kevin Commonwealth Picker. I know tons of people click on his link and buy from his store. Shed Flips, I know that happens a ton over there as well. I think he's using the affiliate link. I don't know if he is or not, actually. If he's not, he should have been. But yeah, I just found it very strange that they would do that. They already had like terrible percentages they were paying, but people click on my link all the time. I think just checking out the store, and then they buy random stuff like video games or baseball cards or something for somewhere else. And so I get like 10, 15 bucks a month or something like that. Nothing where it's like changing my life whatsoever, a tiny little bit. But it's nice. Extra 150 bucks a year or something. Nothing wrong with that. 2 sewing machine parts. These like, you stick the spool on them. Buyer bought both of these off the same machine. I paid $30 or less for this machine. Buyer paid total for these 2 parts $33.95. Now, after shipping, fees, taxes is included in that number as well. I'm not going to get all my money back from the machine with those 2 parts, but I got stinking close. So I think that's pretty neat right there to see that. Not the first time that has happened with these 2 parts either. I've done the same exact thing before. This is off a Kenmore machine. Somebody asked me the other day what type of sewing machines models I'm still picking up. Kenmore is one that I will pick up if it's cheap enough, just because like they change their model numbers way more frequently than other brands. This is true of like any Sear stuff of that time. They just seem to be constantly changing their model numbers. I think because they were having different people make their machines at different times and stuff like that. I'm not 100% sure what was going on there. But whereas like Singer, they could have they would have made way more units, way more sewing machines per model number. So like a Singer 457, there's tons of those machines out there. And so like if you're trying to sell parts off of a Singer 457, you're actually going to have quite a bit of competition. However, if you're picking a Kenmore machine, like you're less likely to have competition for the parts on that machine, just because it was less likely that they made a lot of that specific model number. Here's a CD, Robert Fripp. Buyer paid $13.47 to get this shipped to their door. So because of that, I like picking up Kenmores. Don't really like picking up a lot of Singers. There are some higher end Singers that I will pick up, of course. Same thing with Brother. Brother has some really high end machines, and they also have some very entry level machines. And I like picking up their high end machines and not their low end machines right now. Honestly, because I'm just not buying. I have 2 sewing machines in this building. I cannot really not want to buy another one until I get through those, Also like to pick up high-end machines. If I see a Bernina sewing machine sitting around and it's got a decent price on it, I'm just going to grab it. Like even $50, I'm going to grab it. Unless that thing is like rusted out really, really bad. If I see a Husqvarna Viking, probably just going to grab it if the price is right. If I see a Juki, probably just going to grab it. There's some others as well, but you get the idea. Like a lot of it has to go with when I'm buying sewing machines, the rare chances I do nowadays. It's got to be the right machine. If it's a serger, I'm more likely to be grabbing it. So that's kind of my current opinion for anybody out there that was wondering, because I know I've got some people wondering, because I've seen the comments down on the thing. $23.35 the buyer paid to have this little part shipped to their door. This was off a cheaper Brother machine though, so I guess I'm eating my words right here. And that machine, this particular one, there was not that many parts left in the bag when I pulled it. Also, machine parts pretty much have been listed quite a while now though. And here is a thread tensioner, always a great part to sell because people tighten them too much and they break. Off an Elnet Elnina. It's another good brand. Buyer paid $21.15. Not bad. Let's see, what do we got left? Not much. I think I'm just going to show you what's left. Let me print the shipping label real quick. And then I'll show you what we got left. So, what we have left is I sold one phone. I'm going to box this up. Office business type phone. Had a couple totes full of these come into my possession, so decided to sell them one day because might as well. Also sold 2 lots of records. I had been listing these in lots of 25. These are just like vinyl 12-inch standard records. I'm going to start upping these to at least lots of 50, maybe lots of 100, just because I don't like. The buyer paid $15.72 for this lot. And I need to not be shipping out 2 different lots like that where I'm making like $5-6 bucks per lot. I need to be doing one bigger lot making like $12. That would be a lot better situation to be in. So I'm going to ship those out, ship the phone out, and then we will be done for the day. But that's everything. It's been 36 minutes. It's 10:07. So I'm going to finish this, go to bed. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm not going to see you tomorrow. I'm not filming tomorrow. I'll see you guys when I see you. Goodbye.